Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video. You are watching Sports Within Sports, and we're going to get into this crazy video. Russian slapping champion behemoth Vasily Dumpling, who shot to fame as the viral star of a crazy new Russian sport, has been sensationally slapped unconscious in a recent shocking defeat. Dumpling is a farmer from the small Siberian village of Ilansky. He won the inaugural Russian slapping championships. The slapping contest is a competition where male contestants attempt to slap their opponents into submission with an open-handed strike. The slapping contests have a large prize pool as well, with the champion walking away with the largest sum. The trend of the slapping championships has reached South America, with the latest edition being held in Peru. World slapping champion Dumpling was knocked out for the first time in his career by a rookie competitor during the slap championships. Now again, the tournament in which male contestants attempt to slap their opponents into submission with open-handed strikes at the Siberian Strength Show in Russia in March of 2019 was retweeted by UFC color commentator Joe Rogan, among other major figures in the sporting world. During a slapping competition was uploaded on YouTube, shows rookie competitor Cheslov, I apologize if I butcher the name, going up against the famed champion Dumpling. The reason behind the video making waves on the internet is that champion gets knocked out by the competitor for the first time in his career. Dumpling got his name because he just loves food so much. He's a farmer, and he was paid $475 when he was awarded the male slapping championship at an event in Russia in March. He then went on a slapping winning streak, one that was brought to an abrupt halt this month when he was slapped into a mini coma after he was hit so hard he face planted on a metal barrel that had been put between him and his opponent. Dumpling does not so much slap his opponents as suffocate them with his massive palm. He was crowned the slapping champion at the Siberian Power Show, a competition so objectionable that it seems tailor-made to be stumbled upon during a 3 a.m. YouTube binge. We've all been there. However, Dumpling was clear-eyed when it came to what he thought. He promoted his sudden rise to prominence. 2 knockouts, he said, when reached by phone in his small town along the Trans-Siberian Railroad. I don't think anyone has seen that before. Slapping championships are a relatively new curiosity in Russia, a display of tolerance for pain designed to enliven weightlifting shows that attract mainly men. Dumpling was ambivalent about his sudden fame. It's not a sport, it's a show, he said. Dumpling, a farmer, had not even heard of the slapping championship when he and his friends visited the strongman competition in the city of Krasnoyarsk. An avid fan of powerlifting, he said he was talked into participating in the competition by friends. There was a crowd watching us, probably about 1,000 people, he said. He ended up with the nickname Pelman, a Siberian dumpling, because he told an MC that he liked to eat them. I kind of walked into that one. Once the video went viral, people began to recognize Dumpling on the street. Journalists have called from afar as Spain and Japan. Footage of him winning the championship has been featured on Evening Urgent, the country's premier comedy talk show, and he has received letters from fellow fans of the football club Spartak. He has read some of the comments on YouTube, many of them critical. Look, it got a 2.8 million views. Everyone on YouTube writes they're such idiots and why do this? But people are watching it and that means they must need it. They write negatively about it, but they just keep watching it. The clip fits neatly into a niche that may be best described as bizarre videos from Russia. A surprisingly productive subcategory of YouTube and Instagram content, perhaps best exemplified by the account Look at This Russian. That account, which has 387,000 followers, featured a video with Dumpling from the slapping championships shortly after his victory. But the idea for this competition itself appears to have been imported from America. Organizers of the Siberian Power Show apparently took inspiration from a previous event in Moscow, whose organizers in turn had seen something similar online. Since at least 2015, an American trade show for tattoo enthusiasts, Ink Masters, has featured a slap-off, which also features men being knocked out in competitions. Competitive slapping had even earlier been tipped as kind of a joke. A Fox Sports commercial in the US in the early 2000s referred to the slapping championships as an example of an obscure sporting event that would not interest potential customers. Sports news from the only region that you care about was the slogan for the channel, as muscle-bound men slapped each other in the background. A sport now has referees and smelling salts to help bring recipients of the attack back to full consciousness. Dumpling, who had won 350 pounds, said he was not sure whether he would take part again. "It feels like it's taking away from everything else about the event," he said. Referring to the Siberian Power Show, there are plenty of events at the Power Show, but everyone has just been asking about the slapping. To the utter surprise of the crowd and even those on stage, the famed start falling to the floor, but the more alert in the crowd jumped to prevent it. One member of the crowd was caught saying that the entire hall was shocked and that this was the champion's first defeat, but he hopes that it was his last. According to local media, the champion was scouted out by chance at the Siberian Power Show competition, and this is his first defeat ever since. The champion was later caught saying that he was too nice on his competitor and that he did not even use 25% of his full power during the initial slap. In a social media post, the champion told his fans and supporters that this defeat was destined to happen someday and he felt fine and that it was no big deal. What followed was a wave of popularity for Kaminsky, who went on to become a media personality through further footage of his thunderous KO slap power, modest farm life, his jovial persona, and animalistic eating habits that saw him gorge himself on piles of traditional Russian delicacies such as the dumplings that him his moniker. Internet stars all wanted a bite of the dumpling, but he disposed of the competition with one sweeping strike of his giant hand after another. Fallen dumpling foes reacted, including a bizarre call-out from Russia's synthetic muscled bazooka arms, and a fight that never happened with YouTube-turned-boxer Logan Paul. His exploits produced spin-offs, including a booty slap challenge won by a Russian champion bodybuilder Nasty Zoloteo, which in itself also grabbed its fair share of attention for obvious reasons. Dumpling scored another viral hit when he was filmed knocking out a tattooed pretender to his slapping crown in recent months, and for a while it seemed as though Dumpling was indomitable. That was until a recent opponent connected clean across the bearded jar of Dumpling and sent him to what he later described as a mini coma, ending the tournament and also Dumpling's reign of terror among the slapping elite. In the footage, Dumpling body can be seen flopping forward as he momentarily lost consciousness before being grabbed by security to prevent him from falling flat on his face. He was duly hospitalized following the KO, but released after a checkup by paramedics and was nevertheless magnanimous in defeat. It was a good hook. I liked it. I was put to sleep for a little bit. I could have carried on, but they grabbed me and wanted to get me out of there, Dumpling said in an interview with Russian YouTuber Alex Safanov. However, there were some questions raised over the legitimacy of the slap, as the bullet-domed, bearded giant who delivered the blow had raised his feet from the floor and swung his weight around in an apparent illegal move. My biggest mistake? Then I'm too nice. I needed to swing myself at him straight away and brush him off his backside. That's what I'll do next time. The penny has dropped. Just smash him and that's it, Dumpling ranted. There's no need to slap. I hit him at about 25% and he hit me with a hook and I can't really call it a slap, seriously. It's a hook. He caught me good. Before my cheek used to burn and now it's here. Nevertheless, the former slap champ hasn't lost any of his appetite for food. Even if he may have lost his hunger for slapping contests, he was filmed scoffing his usual dumplings after the loss. Despite the KO setback and perhaps bioed by Anthony Joshua's bounce back to victory at the weekend from his own knockout defeat, Dumpling said that he was undeterred and would further his slapping career. Whatever Dumpling decides is the next step in his sporting career, his legacy will be one that reached out internationally. It has emerged recently that the slapping championships phenomenon had reached South Africa with the recent emergence of a tournament in Peru. That is all for today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like, and if you are new, then don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for the future updates, and see you to the next video. Thanks for watching.